Fucking hell. This is stressful, man. So the fourth time. Okay, if this fucks up again, then that's your lot because it's doing my head in now. But yeah, I don't know why that just jipped again, but I think it might have been like something to do with my mouse for some fucked up reason. It's really, really sensitive, and there's like a back button on there, so I might have done that. But yeah, if anyone is in here, I don't know. Everyone's probably just gotten fucking sick of it, which I don't blame them, to be fair, because it's been pissing about quite a fair bit, which is never fun when you're trying to watch a fucking stream. I understand. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it might have fucked up again. Oh, there we go. Hello. Yeah, for some reason it's just I think I might have pressed back by accident, but yeah, it's stressing me out now. Not gonna lie, but yeah, finally working. I'm just not gonna touch that mouse too much because I think it's uber fucking sensitive. But yeah, you guys doing okay? I'm starting to sweat now because the stream is like fucking me over so much. Okay, yeah, I think this is it working? I think it's working. I just don't know anymore. Yeah, how about you? Thank fuck for that. Yeah, yeah, I'm all right. Like I said, it's just I don't know why it's just switched so many times. It's switched off so many times. It's really fucking annoying. Oh, hello, Angelo. Yeah, so I was asking, what were you asking? Favorite cocktail? Um, I haven't drank cocktails in like 10 years, so I can't really say off the top of my head. I'm usually a beer person, so yeah, I'm dreadfully boring in that way. Um, I don't know. Purple turtle, is that still a thing? Yeah. I went for like a period of time, like 8 years, where I just didn't drink at all because when I found out about having Fabry disease, I just decided it probably would be a better idea not to. Um, but yeah, I'm not so fussy about it now. But fave movie, fave musician. Oh right, we had these before. What is your stance on the current state of Glue Girl drama? Okay, so I can tell you the movie that got me into movies, that was Jurassic Park, because when I was a kid, my dad took me to go see that in the cinema, and it turned my brain into shit. Favorite musician? There's just way too many, to be honest with you. So yeah, no, there's just way too many. I can't zero down one, I'm afraid. And state of the Glue Girl drama, I felt really bad for her. I don't think that it makes any sense for her to sue the company, quite honestly, because it's not like it wasn't sold to her to do what she used it for, and no one recommended it for that. She just happened to grab that and thought it would work, and I mean, in a way, it did work. It worked better than she expected. But I do feel fucking really bad for her because she basically had a helmet for her hair. Shanoa, hey, how's it going again? Fellow fangirl. Favorite chocolate brand? Dairy Milk. All day, all day. Like, not even a fucking question. Like, I know that answer. Jurassic Park. Yeah, Shanoa's been here before. um, oh, for Adele at this point, Sloth can tell that I'm from the UK. Oh, I know straight away, immediately. Yeah, I think when we were talking about documentaries is when I clicked on that. I'm good, Shanoa. How are you? Oh, so you having a little conversation between the two of you, is it? um, yeah, but just going back to that glue girl. Yeah, like I said, I feel bad. I think it sucks because I've seen a couple of other people trying that now, which I don't know if that's like some kind of troll joke or whatever, but yeah, just for fuck's sake, everyone stop gluing their fucking hair for Christ's sake. But yeah, it's pretty bloody horrible. Favorite sandwich? Um, Probably chicken and bacon. Yeah, I like chicken and bacon. That's a nice sandwich. Um, why does the sloth hold such a special place for you? Your channel name and your sloth presence on Twitter. Yeah, favorite animal. Basically, I identify with them, I guess, in a way. They just chill and they just do their own thing. People generally leave them alone. I think they're yeah, but on the flip side, I like manatees for the same reason. I think they're sort of like watery sloths. you know, they just do their own thing and chill and get left alone to it. Um, and I think people just said, it's just something that's been around since I was like a kid. People said that I'm like a sloth, and I just like sloths. It's just one of those things. Is that the Gorilla Glue hairspray thing? Yeah, we were talking about that, fangirl. Yeah. Yes, you got a problem with me chatting with the people who are supposed to be. I'm not joking. I only stopped being so compassionate when I saw that she's trying to sue Gorilla Glue. Yeah, that's I don't know if that's just like a lot of people maybe egging her on to do so, but it's not a good idea. Is it? I mean, I saw Gorilla Glue brought out a fucking statement pretty sharpish, which I thought was hilarious. Didn't say anything up until then. But I mean, I don't know if it's just like I mean, for me, it would just sort of be like basic knowledge. Like, don't put the ridiculously strong adhesive in your hair because it will not end well. But I guess some people need that really explicitly explained out to them, which sort of shows the world we're in, I guess. But there we go. I honestly stopped being so. Oh yeah, I read that already. Sorry to hear that, Shanoa. Honestly, Shanoa, I have a flare up with my leg. Yeah, I think everyone's having flare ups with whatever they're having during the quarantine at the moment. I don't know. I mean, I had that. I hadn't had like any sort of pain symptoms for my Fabry disease for ages, like literally years, and I had that a couple of weeks ago. So that fucked me up too. I live in a state of constant confusion. Yeah, that's just the world. If you're on Twitter, then you definitely are. Most people who are on there too. Has anyone ever gotten a message from someone who is in a pyramid scheme? No, I never opened those. Who made you interested in internet drama? I sort of just came to it, really. It just sort of happened across it. I tend to go down rabbit holes. And yeah, it just just sort of became something I became interested in, really. Yeah, I don't know if there was like a specific person necessarily, but I knew I wanted to sort of do a commentary channel, and sort of I think the two things are the same. It's quite funny, like people get wanky about like I'm a commentary channel, I'm a drama channel. I think they're basically the same thing, except they're both a bit funny about like addressing that, I guess. At the end of the day, what do commentary channels discuss? It's never like, you know, these two people get on, here's an hour video. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've never understood that one myself. Um, so in my view, it's all drama, really. Favorite period in time. Oh, so I mean, when I was about in my early 20s, I was like, man, I wish I was born in the 60s, man. Like, back when I used to, I mean, up until quarantine, I used to smoke a fuckload of weed. I've like cut down on that, and I think I'm just gonna sort of do that every now and again now. But yeah, basically for 15 years, I smoked like weed, waking up and going to sleep every fucking day. And I listened to The Doors and Jimi Hendrix and Jefferson Airplane and all those kinds of guys. And yeah, I think 60s I'll probably get on with, but there's also a lot of shit that happened in the 60s. That would be from a very idealistic hippie, only going to Woodstock kind of way. But I don't know if there's like an ideal period in time. I think we're probably in the ideal period of time right now, but it's just because there's obviously a lot of shit going on, so people aren't willing to admit that half the time. Da, 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 da. I think that's just you, Nisa. Oh, right, okay. We're talking about the pyramid schemes. Yeah, I never even opened those kinds of emails ever. I watch every now and again Illuminati. I saw she got in some shit earlier. That was pretty wild. These are the reasons we need not for hair. Oh, right, okay, or not for hair or not food on things that would obviously not need it. Yeah, I mean, it's you're getting it from the DIY section. What makes you think that you can pop it on your hair? I don't get that. They issued an apology for a mistake that she made, and now she's trying to sue them mixed with her out of the blue GoFundMe. Oh, she's got a GoFundMe, has she? Right, okay. I don't know. Seems more like a cash grab right now than anything. I think that's probably what it's maybe angled into, because she'll have loads of people in her ear telling her to do that, which I don't know. It's not great. Hello again. Hey, Shayna. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a little while. Sup? We wandered into drama channels. Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, basically they're all pretty much the same. Favorite fragrance? Don't have one. Sorry, Angelo, mate. Yes, Twitter. I saw a thing about yet another TikTok trend, one that was way tamer than I expected, to be honest. People are trying to imitate the look of eye bags. What? Which I find hilarious. Don't people want to get rid of those? What, you mean bags under your eyes? I thought that's why people put cucumber on their eyes. That's weird. That's cool. I liked you. Do you have TikTok? No, I really don't like TikTok. I find the stuff that I would find interesting inevitably makes it over to Twitter anyway. But no, I think TikTok's a bit of a shithole. I see guitars. How long have you been playing? I've been playing a long. I'm not good. I've been playing a long time, but it's sort of off and on. I'm not like band worthy. I just sort of play for my own enjoyment, really. But yeah, I've got like 6-string Back to the Future Epiphone Dot and 7-string Ibanez imitation there. The classical guitar that was my dad's once upon a time. He doesn't play, but he got it. But I mean, at the time, it was like, so he used to live up north, and he got the guitar and basically turned 16, and his parents said, you got to go to London and get a job, basically. So he never really got a chance to learn anything on it. It was a bit sad, really. Let's have a look. But yeah, I mean, I'm not awful at the guitar, but I'm not. If you think I'm going to shred, then probably not. What is your go-to show or movie to watch when you're sick in bed? Huh. I don't know. I like Elementary. That's a good one. But my thing to do when I'm sick is I tend to watch like fails or like / watch people die inside or stuff like that to make myself feel better. Like, yeah, it tends to be things like that. But if I were to watch a show, it's maybe, yeah, probably Elementary is a good one. I enjoyed that. And yeah, just maybe like sort of Forensic Files type stuff. Let's have a look. Do you like the band Hot Tuna, Jorma Kokonen or Jack Casado? I never heard of them, I'm afraid. Don't kill me. No. Oh, commenting on the commentators. I got those for free. Comments comments of commentating on the commentators. That's a fucking tongue twister. You're welcome on opening a word vortex. Yeah, nice one, Nasa. Nice one. The eye bag trend comes from East Asia. They are over the trend, but now the rest got interested in it. I'd have to see that to get it because all I can, eye bags to me is just like sort of when you look fucking knackered, really. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Um, I use those shows to go to sleep. Love me a good murder. Yeah. So yes, yeah, forensic files, stuff like that. Cold case files. So, I like that kind of. I like that kind of thing. And my folks always think, "Oh my god, he's." I don't watch it all the time, but it's like, oh, he's watching that again, and it's like, well, I'm not trying to get tips, man. I'm just watching it because I think it's like worth your while to like when something crazy happens is like and people go, I can't believe that would have happened. That's mad. That seems insane to me. A lot of the time, things don't seem that insane to me because people do insane things all of the time. It's just whether or not you expose yourself to it or not. It could be a bit, I don't know, um, bleak in a way. But I don't know. I think it's important. I'd rather that than be um, um, naive to it all at the end of the day, because there's a lot of piss take merchants out there, and there's a lot of people who would do far worse if you gave them half a chance. So I think it's best to arm yourself and be cautious with those kinds of things. Like I say, even like working in an office, you get that kind of vibe, where like there's some people here who do some weird shit, man. I know they do. When Jefferson Airplane ended, Jorma and Jack formed Hot Tuna Great Band. No, I didn't actually know that. You've informed me there. I'll have to check them out. No, what? My bleak perspective. Right. Plus, I would like to know what the signs are, just in case I live next to a murderer. Yeah, exactly. Totally, man. One thing that spanned me out when I was in the States was just because when it was like 10 years ago, I was in Florida, and just if it seemed like every other day, it'd be like, a young family slain in their homes. No one knows why. Their neighbors said they had no known enemies. They're the nicest people you ever did meet. It's just like what? There's got to be something there. There's got to be like a sign of like some psycho just flipping their lids and going off on one. And yeah, it's like what I can't remember who is that dude? The one who wanted to get famous, so he was like putting cats in vac bags. You know what I mean? Like, you can't explain these kinds of things. If you told that to someone, you hadn't heard that story before, and you just explained that to someone, they probably wouldn't believe you because it seems like fantastical if they're not used to that kind of thing. So, yeah, I find it. One, I find it interesting because you're like, wow, how can people do this? And two, it's sort of like it doesn't hurt to get a few tips on how to figure out how to stay away from these fuckers. When I'm sick, I usually just watch Transformers for the nostalgia. Cool. And because alien robots don't get sick, fair point. Transformers Prime is my favorite, in case you're secretly a fan of Transformers. No, I haven't watched anything beyond the movies in years, to be fair. My Wi Fi. Oh, right. No, my Wi Fi. Okay. It's always the quiet and safe neighborhoods that have the most gruesome murders. Isn't it though? Isn't it? Like, it's just I almost want to live in like the crazy place. um he was from Canada, horrible. Oh, what the cat backpack guy, Jesus. I have a vast knowledge on the subject. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do. A lot of people who do. It's who just watch that kind of stuff because it is fascinating at the end of the day. Yeah, it's like the ultimate, like, what the fuck happened there sort of thing. Right, I'm gonna go fuck around on Adobe Fresco. Catch you later. Hey, nice one, Nasa. Nice one stopping by. Shanti Demond. Hello, I just found your channel. Hello, how you doing? Hope you enjoy. Welcome to our humble cult, Shanti. Yeah. It's becoming a cult, isn't it? I think I feel that that's become the way. But it's I don't know. I don't think we're too weird. I don't think so. We don't do anything too strange yet. No. Yeah, I mean, just going back to the the forensic files and all of that kind of jazz. It's why like Netflix, right? If I got stuck on half of the like something like Tiger King for me was just gold, to be honest, because it's can you like just explain that to someone like if they hadn't have heard of Tiger King, and do you think they would actually believe everything that you were saying, like all of the intricacies of that story? There's so many weird characters in that, man. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. It's so bizarre. Like, so yeah, I get pretty obsessed with that kind of shit. True crime stories are my comfort shows for some reason. It's always so interesting, but at the same time so traumatizing. Yeah, hit the nail on the head there, Kelly. Um, well, he didn't just hurt kitties; he also killed a poor guy. Oh yeah, I remember that now. And sent his body parts to Parliament. I unfortunately saw the video of him murdering him. Oh, what, like the original? That's gnarly. Um, are you guys okay? No, no, we're not. It's yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You get into true crime, I think, and you can't watch too much of it though. There is a point where it does go a little bit, um, yeah, where you can go a bit beyond because you can end up being too cynical too. I think. I'm a Brit, so it's sort of inbuilt, like like cynicism and sarcasm is our like bread and butter at the end of the day. Bread and butter. Um, haven't been okay in a while. No, no. It's yeah. I mean, you can't just watch, My Little Pony all the time. I don't know why I picked that one. I've never watched My Little Pony. Oh, do you guys know about bronies? Have you looked into that? Now that is weird. That is fucking strange. Like I don't understand that. I mean, fair enough. It doesn't infringe upon me, so I don't. I'm not like stop them from doing it. But it's weird, dude. Like that is, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I like finding pockets of internet communities, and just being like, whoa, I didn't know this was a thing. Was this a thing? It's a thing. Oh my god! Like, love true crime. My hubby thinks I watch them to get ideas on how to kill him and get away with it. I was literally saying that. That's what my folks think, and it's like, no, it's just. Well, if anything, I think what it was, right? I got bored of regular TV, um, because like daytime TV is just shit anyway. Um, so I was like, well, I'll just check out. At least I'm gonna get like a really crazy story out of it, if nothing less. So, Homicide Hunter, he's a good one. I like him because he's like no nonsense. But yeah, it's I've made that mistake sometimes. So when I've gone to have my treatment, I've because you got to gauge, like, because I have like a nurse or who, well, it's always a nurse comes over to the house, um, to hook us up to the cannula and everything, and sometimes you're like, oh right, I'll just put on Homicide Hunter here, and it gets like it sounds weird, right? There's some murders that are just like really dark, and then there's some that are just sort of like, oh well, it's sort of a bit, I don't know, they just got a hair up their ass and ended up doing something. But the ones where it's like usually to do with like kids and stuff, it's too dark, to just like put on with like some rando who you've never met comes over to the house and it's like, okay, well, we'll just switch that off now. Sorry, I didn't read that room right then correctly. So now I just put on Dr. Pimple Popper. Or the last time we watched the Tobro, which is minging, man. It's so fucking bad. That is. I fucking hate that show. But I can't look away at the same time. But it's feet are just weird anyway. I don't get why people are into feet in the first place. But some of the stuff that people have, they basically got hoofs. It's weird. Especially since this panorama going on. I haven't been okay at all. No. Oh man, bronies are a whole bag. Not going to touch that. It's better. It's best not to. It's like furries, all of that kind of thing. It's like you learn the history. Furries have been around since like the 90s, and it like sort of started around this like cult comic book that was like being circulated, and then that sort of formulated into the whole getting dressed up in suits, and now like people's kids are going along to those conventions. It's pretty fucking odd. Like so. Yep, daytime telly is so shit. In the UK, it's so bad, so bad. I know, not everyone. I mean, I don't like Jeremy Kyle, the guy, but like, I used to watch that just because it's that sort of like, what the fuck? Like, it's that moment. That's why anyone watches those kinds of shows. But they're trash at the end of the day. But I remember me and my mate used to just get so baked and just watch like episode after episode, and it'd be like, just the weirdest stories. I don't know. Like, my son has stolen like 10 grand from my safe, and but I still love him and shit. And I don't know, like that's a really bad example. There was way crazier ones than that. But I was just thinking on the fly, and I'm not that good at that. Around the family, around the holidays, my family always gathers around to sing good old fashioned carols such as Christmas Pain and Very Suspect, A Christmas Carol. Okay, by Tom Lehrer. That sounds intense. Bronies, you are just scratching the surface of fandoms, my friend. Oh no, I go deep. I go deep. Like that's just an appetizer. Some murders are boring, lol, and some go too far. Right? I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I love murder in suburbia. Yes. Yeah, when they're like neighbors as well. Like it's like, and the neighbor snaps because like they took like that much land or some shit. It's weird, man. Like it's just like, give them the land, fuck them. Like who cares? Why do you need that in your life? But like having like a neighbor who's like that is a bit sort of similar to, like bitching to a chef before they serve you your food. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you've got to sort of deal with that now. And like, do you want to deal with that like for an extended period of time? It's like, yeah, it's you got to make sure. So if you move house, like when you're buying a house, especially, like always like go back and just like see if you can suss the neighbors. That's a good one. Okay. UK true crime in little backwaters and villages. Yeah, killer in my village. Yeah, that sounds really Welsh. That killer in my village. I still feel so bad for what I did to you. Sorry. What? What did you do to me? I listened to podcasts called Small Town Murder, which is murder and comedy. Oh, he's dead. So it's a bit like watching an old episode of Poirot or something, I guess, where everyone's just a bit jovial. I'm not a native English speaker, and I used to watch Jeremy Kyle's show almost as a challenge of what I can understand in this episode. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one because like not a lot of them have teeth, so that's actually a good game to play. If you're going to murder, at least make it entertaining. Exactly. Someone might make an episode on it. You never know. Don't murder, right? For anyone who's watching this who's like doesn't understand like jokes or satire or whatever, don't go murdering, okay? Right? Or put Gorilla Glue in your hair. I agree, fangirl. Make it unusual. Got to be quirky, absolutely. The video that I told you not to look. Oh, dude, yeah, no. And literally, as soon as I started reading that, I remembered that was weird. That was weird. What was it like? Fleas? They're like Okay, for people who don't know, what was the name of it, Shanoa? Because it was gnarly. I literally I've never talked to my neighbors. I don't talk to the neighbors ever. Like, I get suspicious of the neighbors. That's the difference, I think, with Brits and Americans is they love to know each other. That's like a big thing over there. Maybe not in New York so much and places like that. But it's like, howdy, neighbor. And here we're just like, oh, please don't fucking look this way. Please don't fucking look this way. Oh no, I've got to say hello. Hello. No, no, must be going. um, don't even know what they look like. And that's the best way to do it. I remember when I first moved here because it's a smaller town. I got weirded out when people would like, come up to me because while I was working, I was like the groundskeeper, and I'd have people coming up and be like, "Oh, you're that lad who's just moved into that house on that hill, aren't you?" I was like, "Are you casing my?" Because I used to live in the city. Well, are you casing my fucking house, dude? Like, what kind of fucking question is that? And it's just the way people are around here. People are just nosy. So I'd have all like these really, because people are pretty short around here too. I'd have like these short old dudes just coming up and being like, "Oh, is this is that the car that's on your drive and all of this?" I'm like, "What, dude? Be gone!" Like, I'm not telling you shit. Um, don't even know. Excuse me. No, don't even know what they look like. Read that. Do you enjoy cooking? If so, favorite meal to make? Oh, I'm not. Probably maybe our definition of cooking might be a bit different. I'm not like some chef in that way, but like I enjoy it, but I haven't done it in a while because obviously I'm during quarantine I've been living back with my folks, and my mum is a beast of a cook. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. If I say pasta, that's probably not going to cut it. But it would be like pasta with like tofu and spinach, and yeah, it's easy. It's not like it's not cooking really, is it? Let's be fair. But I wouldn't be adverse to it because it's just like following the instructions. It's just I just don't think I'm particular. Speed is what I look for. So hopefully that didn't answer. Oh, hopefully that did answer your question. Probably not well, though. Probably not well. It's a fly in South. That was it. It's a fly in South Africa that infests the feet and hands of people and animals. The channel is of them removing the flies and eggs. That was so hanging when I watched that. It was minging, dude. Like it was. Ugh. And I've got a strong constitution for that stuff because, like I say, I watched Doctor Pimple Popper. Doesn't even fucking phase me anymore. Doesn't even phase me. I'm like, bring on the lipomas. Sometimes it can get a bit minging when they don't come out like a like a big mass on its own, when it's all like squidgy stuff. Let's say that can get a bit gnarly. But yeah, Jigger, that's the fly in South Africa. That was rank, man. I watched that and I was like, I watched it all, but it was like you know, here in Portugal, we really just avoid as much contact as we can with the neighbors. It's the best thing, isn't it? Because the thing is, right? What if they get too friendly? This goes in life. This goes to like in your job, Twitter, whatever. Sometimes people get too fucking friendly, and then you see something afterwards, and you're like, actually, I don't know if I dig you, man. So with neighbors, it's really hard because like my mum had that one time where like she had someone who wanted to like be super friendly with her all the time, and it's like every day he was pretty much like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Which sounds nice and everything, but like when you are busy, they get funny with you for like not being there to amuse them, sort of thing. It's like you know we don't know each other like that. We're neighbors and we've gone out a few times and shit, but friend, there's tiers of friends. I think people will know what I'm getting at there. Um, I'm American, lol. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we mind our business down here in the boondocks. Oh right, I get what you mean now. Yeah, it's It's the best way. It's the best way. I couldn't do the whole hidely ho, neighbor Rooney, and all of that jazz. Um, I understand. Oh, for the cooking, yeah. How can you guys stomach that? I'm way too squirmish for this. Um, I don't know. It's just it's more. It's maybe it goes a little bit back to the like we're saying, we watch like forensic files and stuff like that. It's a morbid curiosity. It's a morbid sort of fascination with it. Like, it's weird to me as a Brit who, we have the NHS over here. So even if you have like some like fucking humongous, like some people are like on that show walking around with like £12 like lymphomas or whatever they're called, lipomas, and they're like, how long have you had that? I've had this for 15 years. So what, dude? What? Like, even over here, even if they determined it wasn't cancerous, you'd still get it removed. I had a mate who had like a cyst that was the size of like a golf ball on his neck, and they did the biopsy. Yeah, it's not cancerous, and they had him booked in to have it removed because it's like it gets in the way of your life and shit, man. Like, so this is we were asking the question when we were watching this in this house. It's like, how come I don't see like people like with like over here with stuff like hanging off them? Like, it seems like it's relatively common over there, like at least enough for these people to be, you know, have a TV show made about it. I think what happens generally is it does get removed. It might be like a period of weeks or months, but it does get removed. That's the good thing about the NHS, is they won't let you walk around with something hanging off your face for shits and giggles. Like, there's like a lot of the stories on there was like, oh, the doctor said it's not cancerous, so don't worry about it. And then he just wouldn't. He said he wasn't going to touch it. It's like, what? Sorry, dude. What? Like, you're a doctor, bro. Like, um, I found it. Oh, hang on, I've missed some. I know everyone on my street, but then I've lived here a long time. Yeah, it's different if you've lived there a long time. As long as you haven't got any troublemakers or people like trying to get all up in your business, there's nothing wrong with knowing them. I just prefer not to. That's gross. Yeah, Shano, it is gross. I found it because my church was sending missionaries up there to help, so it piqued my curiosity, and I became obsessed with for a while. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's gnarly. The Tobro is for me still probably ranker, if I'm being honest. Some people have weird feet, man. Like, just like I say, almost like hooves. It's bizarre. Oh yeah, we have those, but it's not common. Skip. Yeah, I'm live again. Yeah. Fancy seeing you here. My town is small. One neighbor is my son's teacher, and the others is my friend's parents. I think it's because it costs too much money for them to justify it. Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. It's like 10 grand or something like that, which again is mind bending. It's just for me again, and I'm sure for any of the Brits in this chat, it's really, yeah, the US system of like the whole pain, and yeah, it's really weird. I can understand that, like, they do have it again. It's never a knock on the doctors. I'm not knocking doctors over there. I understand that they've got like world-class doctors, and that's not to be disputed. But this actual system itself, I think, is dog shit, to be honest with you. How you can just turn people away for shit. I know it's not the case for. It's a case by case basis, let's say. I think it's because your son can't get away with fooling around at school. Then no, he wouldn't be able to. Can't fake sick either. Oh, that sucks. It's like one of the best feelings in the world, being able to fake being sick. Especially, yeah, like work. You're like, yeah, I've got these sick days, man. I'm gonna fucking use them. It's like that's an extra holiday. That's extra holiday. I once caught a neighbor eavesdropping someone at the front door, and I really avoid them. Yeah, I probably would have gotten funny about that. I would have opened the door. What were they eavesdropping like on your front door, like that, and you could see them? Because I would have opened the fucking door and be like, "What's up, man? What are you doing?" it's awful, the US system of healthcare. It's just criminal how they can turn people away who need help. I can't get my head around it. Well, that's it. I mean, it's like I say, I understand that the standard of things can be high, but yeah, I just like I said, we're never as Brits, we're never going to be able to compute it. I can't speak for other countries because I haven't really looked into it too much, but we're never going to be able to compute that ever. I mean, we do have like private healthcare here, but it's like an optional thing if you want shit done quick. Um, and it's it's bizarre. It's bizarre. Glad to be here. Scary Kelly. Yeah, yeah, Kelly. Like, were they literally on your door? I need to know that, by the way, because that's intense. That's freaking me out. Anyone else got any freaky neighbors they want to talk about? No, no, I was just going to my flat and caught them doing it. That's still weird. This way they're playing it off. The way they're playing it off just pissed me off so much. Yeah, when they're there with like a glass to the door and they're like, "Oh no, I was just, I just need a drink. Do you do you have any water?" No, fuck off, bro. Take your glass and spin on it. Like, yeah, I've luckily I've never had a freaky neighbor. I've had arsey neighbors before where no, actually, no, I did have a neighbor who was a total asshole. Oh, yeah, because when we moved in to the house, she basically was on the doorstep the entire time, just like staring at us. And like, I was taking my guitar in, my mate had, I think he had a guitar too and whatever. And she was like, "You better not be making any noise." It's like, nice to meet you too. Like, at the end of the day, we do have headphones and shit, but now I sort of just want to make noise to piss you off. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's the first thing you say. We could have had a cup of tea and had a talk about like times of, when it's cool to. I mean, at the end of the day, I can play guitar until 11 o'clock as hard as I fucking want. Like, that's the law. But you want to be nice to people, but when people are like that, that whole like scrunched up, like, well, you're not like, fuck off, love. I don't like that at all. I don't like people just inserting themselves in your business. Um, I had a stalker. Oh shit! Bloody hell! What was it? Well, only if you want to talk about it. But yeah, what the hell was that like? What was that about? Was it a neighbor? Fuck, man, I couldn't imagine that. My neighbor steals my coupons. Like, that's so like weird. That's so specific. Like, what? They steal your coupons. Why don't they steal the rest of your posts? That's really bizarre. How? Doesn't it? Oh, do you have like the post box thing where it's like at the bottom of your drive or something? I don't know. I don't get that. There's a lot of questions running around my mind with that. You'll have to elaborate, Skip. Um, yeah, fellow fangirl. I want to know more too. He used to peep in my windows. Ah, fucking what, dude? Come on, like, I, I hate that. I hate that so much. Like, that's just too weird, like, and horrendous. In our building, you can literally hear anything, and she is so nosy. I actually avoid. See, there's nothing wrong with being nosy as long as like you're not inserting yourself in people's business, or like you say, you can like actively going to listen on someone's door. That's weird, man. I actually avoid any type of important conversations at my house because I'm just scared that she'd be listening. I would be too. I'd be like one of those things. If someone starts piping up, I'd be like, shh, wait until we're outside, man. I wouldn't say shit in front of her. That's really weird. All my neighbors are lovely and we aren't up in each other's business. They are very tolerant too, because there's a lot of music comes out of our house. Cool. Well, it sounds like you got cool neighbors, to be fair. Sarcastic and sassy. Always, always. Um, I found him looking in my basement window and caught him peeping in my kitchen window at night. That was awful. You don't live in that house still, no? What the fuck happened to this dude? Like, what? That's nuts, man. That's fucking outrageous. Excuse me. We don't really have coupons in the UK. Yeah, not really. Like, just every now and again, I guess the supermarkets do like the school vouchers, don't they? But I don't know if they still do that. To be honest, that might have been a thing back in the 90s. I haven't checked. I'm so sorry. That sounds absolutely terrifying. It does. It's horrendous. Your neighbour, I mean. I can't imagine being in your position, Adele. Oh my lord. Yeah, that's just outrageous. It went on for years. What happened to this dude? Please tell me he's incarcerated or you are nowhere near him, because that's just just outrageous. There's a there's a guy that drives by all the houses every other week and throws a pink bag full of shoppers and coupons. I have to be super quick picking up my bag out of my yard, or she'll swipe it. What? That's so. What is she like following the car or something? That's bizarre. That's really scary, Adele. I hope the cops got involved, or he at least got a kick in. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking the latter, but that's just like I hate hearing that kind of shit. I've had friends, who've had that happen to them as well, and it just incenses me. It absolutely incenses me. Some people really don't know the word and meaning of boundaries, and it's scary and sad. Absolutely. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, it really fucks me off. Years ago, in the house I grew up in, no cats neither. What? No cats? Nothing. That's a shame. I don't understand the cats bit. Have I missed something? Oh, you're responding to Cat's Meow, right? I thought, right, I'm not laughing at you. I just didn't get what was happening there for a second. Right. I thought you were saying something about him doing something with cats, and yeah, I don't know, man. Like, that really spun me out for you in real time. You guys just got to see me fully spin out and then come back to the conclusion that I should have had at the very beginning. Ridiculous. But yeah, that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting as hell. Um, that's a shame. I hope you are safe now. 100%. Yeah, I still need to know that. Like, is that you nowhere near this dude? I'm hoping every house gets a bag. Maybe she's one of those crazy couponers. Um, that buys 15 laundry detergents bottles at a time. I don't know. It's bizarre. Yeah, that's I don't know, man. That's such a strange thing. I thought the cat thing too. I was so confused. I'm glad that I wasn't the only one who was confused at that moment. Not to trivialize anything at all, but you know, I was fully freaking because I was like, "What's he doing to cats as well? Like, is it like I didn't? If yeah, I didn't want to know about dark cat stuff." Um, Sorry, I feel off topic. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just you're all talking about a similar thing. We're talking about freaky neighbors and shit, but yeah, I mean, obviously Adele's got the craziest story there and most disgusting one at that. Was she in that TLC show of crazy couponers? Yeah, that's a weird show. That is. Yeah, we don't really do that over here. She's like Mama June. Sorry for all of that, Adele. Must have been scary. Yeah, definitely. I'm totally safe now. Cats, it was years ago when I was a teenager. Cool. Right. That's obviously not cool, but cool that it's not happening now. That's that's ridiculous. Like that the people just feel I don't know. If I start on that, I will not stop, and it's already gone like 2 o'clock already. So yeah, that's fucking mad. But I'm glad that you're safe and everything's okay in that regards now, because no one should have to feel like that at all. And some fucking asshole just thinks that he can do that. Like, what? Because just some kind of weird feeling of power, like secret power, or thinks you can change your mind if he just hangs around enough. It's just bizarre and scary. No one needs that in their life. It doesn't matter who you are. off topic, nice hollow body guitar behind you. Yeah, no, I got that because I like Back to the Future, and I wanted to get I started a job at the time, and I just wanted to get myself a nice guitar. It's not a Gibson, it's an Epiphone, but it's good enough for me. Um, it's maddening. Thank you, Sloth. You don't need to thank me. At the end of the day, it's like anyone with a conscience would feel, fucking bad for your situation. At the end of the day, it's like I almost want to go back in time right now and have you point him out. To be honest, whenever I hear something like that, I get very, very fucking pissed off about that kind of stuff. And it's just sad more than anything. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when everything is done with it, it's just sad that people are in that position in the first place. It's as weird as seeing Ryan's butt trending on Twitter today. Fucking hell, yeah, we yeah, I saw that on Randy Savage's page. I did like that was that was I didn't appreciate it. I'll be honest, I didn't appreciate it at all. Oh, speaking of kind of creepy behavior, oh, are we still up? Oh, okay. Oh no, it went black. Okay, I think that must be your screen, not mine. Oh, speaking of kind of creepy behavior, this one time I was in 6th grade, waiting for the bus at 6:30 a.m. What? That's fucking early. And this guy in a black sports car just drove by and tilted his sunglasses down at me. In classic 12-year-old fashion, I flipped him off, and the creep slowed down and went by again and again until the bus showed up. What? Fucking what? Like what? If you're 12, right? Just kids do shit like that. That's just what they do. And what did he think he was doing? Like teaching you a lesson? Like what was the end game here? Again, just some people just don't deserve fucking anything, man. Yeah, it's really grim. That is because like I've got a sister, right, and it's just one of those things where I always think with that kind of thing. I was like, if that happened to my sister, there wouldn't be a thing on this earth that would stop me from getting in that dude's face or worse. Okay, so I have another neighbor that barbecues almost every weekend. He insists on passing me a plate over the fence. Thing is, the first time we did this a couple of years ago, there was a hair in the food. That's just gnarly, man. I was wondering where that was going. Yeah, that's just a bit grim. That's not that heavy. It's just a bit rank. That's just like oh no, actually, I don't eat food. Sorry, you can have this back. I'm so sorry for bringing the image back to your head. Yeah, nice one, Kelly. I didn't need Ryland's ass. It's like at the forefront of my mind. I'd successfully forgotten all about that because, yeah, I don't know. I find him pretty forgettable in general, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's gross, Skip. I can't bring myself to eat any more of his cooking, but I also can't bring myself to be rude and turn down the plate. So what do you do with the plate? I need to know. Oh my God, fangirl, that must have been so scary. Yeah, it's horrible. It's bloody horrible. Just like, did that make him feel like a big man? Did it? Like, fucking hell. Yep, just throw it in the bin. He isn't looking. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Like, ta-ra, here's the plate. Cleaned it too. Can't exactly. I hate thinking about it. That's so nuts. I wasn't that freaked out. My house was close. I felt like I could have run. I could have outrun him. Also, I was 12 and didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. Yeah, I actually had a conversation like this the other day where I remember when I was in university, and you guys might have had this same conversation in your own lives, or you might have thought it yourself. Have you ever like looked back on? I'm not talking about like dark stuff here now, but like, have you ever like looked back when you were younger and like, because you were too young, you didn't understand what was going on? So I'll give my example first off. So just so we can understand the level of what we're going at here. So when I was in first year of school, like ever, like after you know, nursery or whatever you call it, we had like an assembly, and the head teacher, they get up at the front and they do an assembly. Usually, I mean, at that time, I'm not sure what schools over in the UK do now, but it usually revolved around like some kind of Bible story at that point in time. And he, but like he went really off script this one time, and he was telling us about how like God made us all out of clay. And then he had like these four kids up at the front, and one of them, okay, so right, he said, and he had like these, and they were all holding like plasticine figures. So there was a white kid, and he was holding like a white plasticine figure. There was a black kid, and he had like a black plasticine figure. And then it'd be like I don't know. I think if I remember right, he was from like like Pakistan or somewhere like that. But he had like a brown figure, and then this Asian kid on the end who I don't know where he was from. I didn't know who he was, but he had like a yellow figure. So it's like at that time I was too young. I was so young at that point. I just like thought, oh well, I don't think I'm made out of clay, so that sounds weird to me. And it wasn't until we were in uni and we were all like smoking weed and we were having this conversation of like, have you ever looked back on like your childhood and thought that was fucking weird? Like, I can't believe that that's something that people said or did. And you were just like, oh my God, like, freaking out. And I didn't know at first. I mean, we were all just like telling our stories. And my mate Will was telling us about a time where he was on Duke of Edinburgh, which is sort of like, without going into it too much, it's sort of like a camping thing that, like a trekking and camping thing that you do in school. And he had this teacher who was like looking after everyone. And she made this weird rule where like people couldn't go to the toilet without her. It was like pitch black. It's like in the middle of the night, and couldn't go to the toilet without her. She wasn't going in or anything like that, but she had to take them to it. I don't know if it was like the camp rules or whatever. And he looked out and he could see in her tent that the like her torch was like flicking on and off. So he was like, oh, well, she's up, so I guess I can go over there and ask her. So he went over, and like for some reason he didn't like knock on the tent. And he's just like, because he was like, hey there, and he heard a voice and he thought she said like, come in, and like opened the tent, and she was like fully going at it with the torch, if you know what I mean. And that's why it was switching off on and off. And she freaked out, and she's like, get out, get out. But he didn't get it at the time. He was just like, oh, what's going on? And then he like sort of realized that years later. He was like, oh man, I saw something gnarly. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, dude. So yeah, there's just like weird things like that, like when you're young, and then you sort of contemplate it when you're older, and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty fucking out of order, man. Like, she shouldn't have been doing that when she was like looking after all of us on the side of a fucking mountain. So yeah, it was a really weird thing. And then but like my one, he said that, and then that's when I remembered my one with the fucking plasticine people. And I was like, oh, that was like insanely racist. But I didn't even know what racism was at that point because I was so fucking young. So, you just like I just saw kids up there with plasticine plasticine models. And then I was there, we were all like sharing this massive spliff around. And we just went like, oh shit, man. That's crazy. That's really weird. But yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't even know if that dude's still alive, to be fair. That was years ago. Okay, so let's catch up on this. I wasn't freaked out. My house was closed. Okay, yeah, I read all that. It's actually so sad how almost all women and teens have at least one story like these to tell. Yeah, it's most of my friends have got a similar story in that way who are women. So yeah. It is fucking sad, man. It's depressing if you dwell on it too long, really. But I mean, it is you got to be aware of it in the world. Like I said, it's like that thing we were talking about before. The reason why I watch Forensic Files is so that you're aware that there is this thing in the world that exists where people do fucking dark things, and hopefully you can be prepared for it somewhat, but usually you're not when it comes to that kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, right, Kelly. Oh my god, yellow. Yeah, yeah. It was nuts, man. It was nuts. Like so nuts. Fancy using the end with the light. It's just yeah. When he was telling us that, it was like he was like he obviously didn't think about it too much. He like put it to the back of his mind, and like he was telling us, and we're like, "Oh my god, that's ridiculous." Um, None of us like we were just like, we're like, "Oh, sorry, man, sorry." You know, shit, man, that's really ridiculous. And he's like, "I know, man, I know." Wait, what? Lol to the lady tent girl. I know. Well, yeah, no, she a lady. She weren't no girl. Like she was a full blown teacher. Like she weren't a girl. For fucking damn sure. I imagine his face when he one day realized that he had innocently whispered. That was the thing. That's what we all had that moment where at least one of us that night, because we were all like passing around this like massive foot long spliff, and you know it's like a sort of big thing where everyone comes together. We're all telling stories, and it was just like we like when someone had told their story, we were like, man, and they just sort of got a bit sad for a bit, like about like 15 minutes afterwards. And then obviously the weed kicks in and you start laughing again. But you know, we were all just at one point during that night, we're just like, yeah, man, like it's fucking grim, dude. Oh dear. Luckily, you know, it was you know, no one told a story where it was just like it was too gnarly. Like otherwise that would have been pretty, you know, like, ooh, there's 20 of us in here, man. I don't think you wanted to tell us that. Like, you know. I imagine his face when he one day, yeah, realized flashlight, flashlight. Yeah. It was so, yeah, it was such a bizarre. Yeah, it was so fucking weird, dude. Like, if I think about it now, it was more his face because he went really pale as he was telling us this, and he weren't that old. He was like 19, and like I think Duke of Edinburgh happens when you're like maybe like 14 or 15 or 16. So he was just quite a naive dude anyway. The only time I'd seen him that pale is when he got his cheeks pierced, and yeah, it's just like all the blood went out of his face, and he just came out, and he's like, "Yeah, so basically, like, I've just paid for this woman to stab me in the face twice." He like went to a proper like piercing, like whatever you call it, like it's in the tattoo studio. It was just it's super pale. It's like, man, you're as pale as that time you were telling us that story. He's like, don't remind me about it, man. Like, I was in the last year of school when I did my Duke of Edinburgh. Yeah, so there was like the bronze, the silver, and the gold. That's what I remember. So I'm not sure if like the gold was in sixth form because I didn't go to sixth form in my school. I went to college. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of school. I was like, peace out. See you fuckers never. But yeah, I don't know. He must have been, yeah, maybe like 15 at the oldest. But yeah, like I said, he was pretty naive, sort of thing. Yeah, there's some weird stories I've got in my Rolodex that I break out every now and again. The man was in pain. You remind him of his traumatizing experience. Triple pain right there. Yeah, I knew, I knew he could handle it. It's he was a funny guy, man. I haven't heard from him in years and years. But yeah, I was. I mean, there were so many stories in uni, but I don't think. Well, yeah, they're definitely not stories you can tell on a fucking stream. But yeah, it's let's just say we all went a little bit rock and roll, and psychedelics were a thing. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, oh, you right there, Lily V. I was wondering where you were actually. You usually pop up. How are you doing? You've missed out on some of my weird stories. I won't tell them again. You'll have to wait for another time when I forget that I've told them and then I retell them again. But yeah, how's everyone doing at the moment? I don't even know what time it is. Oh, yeah, it's 2:30 here. But yeah, I'm just having quite a bit of fun at the moment. To be fair, just popping in to show support. Hey, you right there? How's it going? Um, Haha, I just saw you were live. I was like binging on TikTok. Lol. Shoot, sadly I missed them. This time you did. This time you did. You know, I can't be. You know, like a repeating record. Next time. What were you binging on TikTok then? I know I don't have a TikTok. That I'll tell you the only time I've been on TikTok and I didn't have a uh what do you call it? You know, I didn't have like a username or whatever. Was I was gonna do a video on. There seemed to be like a lot of racist TikToks that were going about, and like if you looked at the hashtag like cotton or something like that, it brought up the most mental. Don't look at it if you know you don't want to see that kind of shit. But it brought up some of the most mental stuff, and I got very depressed. Like it was one of those things. I was doing all of this research, and I like sort of I don't know. I just sort of like talked myself out of doing the video because I just didn't think it was sort of my place to do that kind of video anyway. And I thought like other people were doing videos on that topic that were better than me anyway. But yeah, man, TikTok's got a dark side, dude. We need some fun. It's grim in the UK at the moment. It is. But I guess the consolation is it's grim most places in the world at the moment. But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I've been in lockdown the whole time, so I don't even know what the fuck is going on outside of my house. Really, whatever it shows me, haha. Mostly dog videos. That's the only thing I would go there for. To be fair, uh, Portugal is going through deep mess, but read. But I read news from the UK, and it makes me even more sad. Yeah, I would say that probably the quarantine is one of those things that you know that well probably this entire year that's just gone past has been about as it's not so much perception changing, I guess, because I did sort of expect a lot of stuff, but you just don't realize that you're like surrounded by so much hate and idiocy until something like this comes about. Um, Greetings from Canada. How's it going, Shay? I hope you're all well. Know it's going to be cold there because I've got a few Canadian friends. Is it minus 30 there at the moment? Because I've been told it is in some places. Bloody hell. I must have been babbling for a while now. But yeah, no, the UK has been pretty depressing in that regards, you know. But I mean, like I said, I think everyone's got their fair share of shite at the moment. It's probably the only thing minus 46. Fucking hell, dude. that's that's horrible. You can keep that. I don't want that. Don't want any part of that. I feel bad. And a wind chill. Christ almighty. But yeah, apart from that, apart from the intense cold, how are you doing? Here in Portugal, we went through from 1,000 cases per day to almost 20,000 since Christmas. It's been wild. Jesus Christ. That is nuts. That is nuts. I remember actually because I saw a lot of stuff about Portugal being pretty good for their cases, but then they were inviting not Portugal, but like they were doing this whole thing of like going over to Portugal on holiday. I was like, you don't want to invite us over to Portugal. We're all fucked up in regards to that COVID. We'll bring it with us for Christ's sake. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things at the moment. Minus 46. Yeah, I know. I was saying to someone earlier, I don't think I've ever been that cold in my life. So it's horrendous. So I'll never bitch about the cold in the UK unless I'm up in like the mountains of Scotland or something. It's bloody cold here in Ontario, Canada. Everyone's from Canada here. It's Canada or the Brits, it seems like. Oh, and the Greek. I remember the Navy. I think I would die with -46. Um, don't do well in the cold, no. It's yeah. I don't think anyone truly does well in the cold, you know? It's just, you sort of learn to deal with it, I guess, maybe. But, yeah, it's fucking horrible, man. Luckily, I mean, like I say, where I am, it does get cold and stuff, but it's more of a transient thing because 'cause we're by the coast. It's more windy here than anything. I love Greece, used to go, Stupa on holiday and just loved it. I've only been to Greece once myself. It's, yeah, it is really nice. It's really cool place. Everyone seemed pretty chilled out when I was there. So any place where the people are relaxed, I like. But yeah, I think I might have to can this shortly just because my voice isn't allowing me to go any further. But yeah, as long as everyone's had a good time, I hope I've managed to. I don't know if I entertain, but I babble somewhat. And yeah, my stepmom is from Siberia. So cold is her second name. Fucking right, dude. Like Siberia is like known. That's the thing. If you think of Siberia, it's cold. Or maybe the Gulag. It might be the other thing. But yeah, cold is definitely up there for sure. For sure. Well, for everyone else who is, you know, where it's not ridiculous o'clock in the morning, what are your plans for the rest of the evening? Are you just chilling out? Are you just watching stuff on YouTube? Who are you going to be watching? What's going on? I like a chilled live where people just chat. Yeah, me too. Like I say, I don't do plenty of other people do lives where they're just they've got like a topic and stuff. The thing is, I feel like if I had a topic, I would just Pulp Fiction it, where I just like I'll start something and then I'll go over here and then I'll go back here and then I'll go over here again and then I'll fucking do you know what I mean? So I'm too much like a fucking like a ping pong no a pinball machine like ding 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 ding. It's too much for me. Um, I like. Okay, cool. We'll chat with you next live earlier that time. Thanks for the great content. Is it great? You're appreciated. Stay warm. I had a great time. It was nice getting to know you. You are lovely. Thank you. Shush now. No. I'm glad I found your channel. Honestly, well, I'm glad you enjoy it. It's like I say, I do video. I think what I'll do is I'll start doing these on Mondays. I did stop because I don't know. I don't know. I got the sense at the time that people weren't really into them, but I think it was just the fact that I this is the only time I've ever like sent out tweets beforehand. The rest of the time I just pop online and that's it. And then just because I don't know, like I say, I'm pretty lazy with it. But yeah, no, it's cool. Um, but I think I'll just do these so I can chat with people and have a good time on the Mondays because I enjoy it. It's you know, I've got to listen to myself talk at least, so you might have to as well. um, agreed. I'm glad. Oh yeah, I read that already. Chill out. Oh, you've been chilling out and watching YouTube. Oh no, he's blushing. No, 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 I'm not. No, not at all. Drawing probably. I'm trying to get myself to start some sort of animatic fan art content, but procrastination is so much easier. Of course it is. Procrastination is the easiest thing there is. And it's fun whilst you're doing it, but then when you look back, it's annoying. And that's the thing I find of procrastination. I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to do this video on the subject before it goes cold. And about 100 r/watch people die inside videos later, I won't have done the video. And then by the time I do it, no one fucking wants to watch it. So, yeah, it's procrastination is just one of those things, really. I didn't know you drew though, so that's cool. That's you and Lily should have a chat. We're a networking stream. um, You remind me of my son. He's a chilled out dude too. Cool. Yeah, it's just the way to go, I find, you know. There's some things that set me off, but, you know, they you know, I think they're sort of, justified stuff, like when Adele was telling me that stuff earlier, that really sort of like I say, you have this thing where you think about, you know, like if a dude tells me a story, I'll put myself in that position. So if someone, you know, a woman is telling me that story, a story, I sort of go from the position of like, what would I be like if that happened to my sister? Do you know what I mean? Because and yeah, I would have destroyed that dude. No, I would have been really pissed off though. Really fucking pissed off, to be fair. I like live chats. I like the live chats. They are fun. Well, I'm glad that you think so. See, I just think I waffle, and I'm probably waffling now. So it's you know, it's just one of those things. Um, Mondays are good for me. Cool, cool. They seem to be. It seems to be the day that no one really is. What do you call it? Is streaming. Do you know what I mean? Because you know, I think Bruce has got Tuesday covered with his drama chat and everything, and Xylee, and you know, just everyone seems to have their streams on other days. So I'll take the Monday stream. It seems to be the way forward. I feel you have been meaning to start my commentary. I feel you have been meaning to start my commentary channel, but procrastination is the way. Do it. I mean, like it's not the hardest thing. Just you know, the thing when I started, right, was I knew my first video or first few videos were going to be pretty crap. I just knew that because it's weird talking to a camera if you've never done that before. It's weird now. I'm not going to, you know, I can see a chat here, so it's less weird, but it's weirder if you're just like, huh, so Shane Dawson, what the fuck's he been up to? And there's no one here, you know, it's even stranger. So, you know, it's it's just something that you do. You just rip the band-aid off, so to speak, and crack on and go from there really. But yeah, no, it's fun. And then as you go along, like you say, you figure out little things that work and things that don't, and all of this. It's like with anything, I guess. You know, so you got like Lily V and fellow fangirl. They both draw. You don't get good at drawing if you don't practice, I guess. Well, it's like with anything. Anyone who sort of makes out like they just jump on a microphone and they're like, "Hey, I'm a fucking radio guy," and like I know how to do this immediately. It's talking out their ass, like pure and simple. Um, I'd be down though. Joke and this. Okay, we can draw together. You should go on. No, I'll do what you want, but you know, the options are there. The options are there. Right, I'm off to bed. Try and sleep. I gave orders to send out tomorrow. Night or nighty night. Night. Thank you for the encouragement, Sloth. That's so nice of you. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, if you've got Twitter, then add me at the Saki Sloth YT. Or you know, if you go onto my channel page, then the Twitter's in the right hand corner on the banner, and add me, and you can ask me questions. No worries. Like I said, I'm you know, I'm not by no means an expert, but yeah, I'm totally down to talk about that kind of stuff. I've been procrastinating with content lately. Generally, being consistent is really hard. It is, especially I think at the moment, because you know you can go on a roll, but then the thing is, I think the thing at the moment with the procrastination for a lot of people is the fact that circumstances aren't changing, and like it's hard to sort of start your engine every single day if everything is the same every single day. You know what I mean? It sort of fucks you up after a point. Um, but yeah, I think it's just trying. At least if you try, then there's nothing to um, you know, there's nothing to worry about in that regards. Um, but you have gained so many more sub Sloth. I'm so glad you deserve it. Love your content. Yeah, I mean, that is down to some really nice shout outs. Like Kerry the Nosy Housefile gave me a shout out on one of her videos. Um, I just love her to bits though. She's like my internet mum sort of thing. She's always giving me the nicest words of encouragement ever. She's the coolest. I fucking love her to bits. And yeah, certain other people like a real Nubian had me on her podcast, and she's really sound. She's really nice. She's a beast, as I said before. She said she liked that. She liked that praise. So yeah, I'll say it again. And um, well, my first shout out ever was Creepshow Art, which I didn't expect at all. I did that video on when she got demonetized, and it was like a random sort of glitch that YouTube had. I remember, if you remember, like H3 got involved and got YouTube to pull their finger out. But yeah, Creepshow Art was the first one to give me a shout out because I just got pissed off with that situation and I made a video. And then I happened to pop onto Twitter and saw that she was having a back and forth with YouTube. And I just basically said, yeah, what the fuck is going on? And then she turned around and said, oh, by the way, I love your videos. And I was like, well, I actually like got up and sort of did like a what is going on sort of moment. And then funny story, actually, I think I might have said this before, but I'll say it again. I felt really bad after that video, like because I like her and I like her content. And I felt like for some reason, like I was like benefiting off it because you got to understand. So my videos up until that point got like 20, 30, 40, 50 sort of thing max. And then I did this video and it got like 2000, like out of nowhere, 2500 or whatever it's on now. And as it was going up, I was spinning out more and more. And at first I was really stoked. And then I was like, oh shit, um, you know, is this sort of sly of me? But I was defending it. Well, she didn't need defending, but I was like saying this is out of order. I think this is bollocks, and there was a load of other things that YouTube had done at the time, which I thought was out of order too. And it was just a video of me saying, "Hey, this is fucking fucked up. I think this, and do you too as well." And then I actually ended up messaging her on Twitter and just going, listen, I feel bad. I don't know why. And she was just like, shut up, sort of thing, in a nice way. You don't have to feel that way, sort of thing. At the end of the day, I shouted your video out. So, and it's a British thing, if something's going too well, then we tend to be like, what the hell? so yeah, it's sort of, you just got to keep doing videos and hope, but the most injections that you have are usually when you get a shout out or if you get into some kind of beef with someone. And I'm not a beefing type. Like if someone starts some shit with me, then I will fucking go back. But it would have to be like some genuine stuff. Like they would have to be like fully rude. But if it's just some little punk making a video trying to, steal some clout, as I guess they call it, then yeah, fuck them. Who cares? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those things that I've had people who've been really nice and given me sort of guidance along the way, I guess. So that's the way to do it. Let's have a look. Do you ever? Oh, hang on.